All right, everyone, the week we've all been waiting for. Yes, indeed, the Trump-Biden debate is this Thursday. It's on the 27th. By the way, going to be one of the hottest days of the year here in the Netherlands. So, I'm actually not doing my normal live stream that day. I'm going to the pool, actually, with my family, but I will probably be covering the debate, doing a live reaction. I'm not sure exactly how I'll structure that, but I'll figure it out. I'll have to use someone's impromptu live stream or something and react to that. Of course, if you do it with like CNN or something like that, they're copyright crazy, so it can be a big problem. It's going to be a big event because we're not sure exactly which Trump and which Biden are going to show up. Trump could be very combative, or he could do the presidential thing. I would warn him that the latter is probably the better idea, because Biden's going to be off the rails, rambling about democracy and stuff like that, no matter which Biden shows up, the tired, haggard Biden or the amphetamine endorsed Biden, doesn't really matter. He's going to go off and talk about the threat to democracy. Trump is going to break all the toys and stuff like that. Trump's strategy, therefore, should be to be quite aloof, actually, rather solemn. If you want fireworks, wait till the second debate. That would be what I would say is probably the right idea. And then, of course, not long after, we've got the GOP convention. We've got the looming news about who Donald Trump has chosen as a running mate. There are a list of suspects on that list, but he hasn't actually even apparently told the person that he has chosen yet. We'll be talking about that in the live stream later. I've made my choice, but I'm not going to tell you who I've chosen. Even they're not aware of it. He probably doesn't want them to leak it to the press or something like that. It could be Ramaswamy, could be Gabbard, that's what I'm hoping for, but not expecting. Could be Vance, that's okay. Rubio, that's all right. Stefanik, that's not a great choice, but she's on the list, among others, Byron Donalds and so forth. But the big debate is going to steal the show. Because people remember, in the 2016 election, the debates were like the most star-studded affair within modern politics. They were fucking hilarious. In 2020, they were hilarious too. And the problem was you only got two of them. You're only getting two of them this time as well. The Biden campaign didn't want a third debate. That's because they want to limit the exposure of Biden to Donald Trump's direct crossfire, because now he's got a presidential record to grill, and that's the other big difference. In 2020, Donald Trump had a presidential record. You had lockdowns and things like that going on. You had, well, at the time at least, relatively, you had quite a few problems actually going on in the country. He had a record. Biden did not have a record. We didn't know, well, some of us knew, not in the first debate. The news hadn't broken yet, but eventually in that election, you knew that there was the Hunter Biden laptop and all these other scandals, but they were covered up, etc. They're not being covered up anymore. Donald Trump has so much potential ammunition to feed into the Biden campaign that it's almost grotesque. It's an enormous number of topics he can cover, and he's only got 90 minutes to do it. And that's the other problem. While Biden now has a presidential record, and it's a stinker, so you have plenty of stuff to talk about, you're going to be I think you're going to see a very carefully structured debate format where they ask questions that don't give Trump the juicy ammo as much as possible. And then they cut him off if he starts to meander into something more juicy. So again, Hunter Biden laptop, etc., all of the other problems that are happening in the country. If he starts to talk about inflation, Mr. Former President, Mr. Trump, that's not relevant to the question, or something like that. You're going to see a very hostile moderator, moderators. You're going to see carefully tailored questions, and it's going to be very lopsided and very unfair. They're going to astroturf what they tell people the public wants to hear, but it won't even relate to some of the juicier topics. In my opinion, that's likely to happen. Link in the description, archived, of course, by the way. Now you can key up on the debate. So I'll try to live react that. You got to understand, though, right now I'm in the Netherlands. So this debate is going in the evening, of course. That's going to be actually the next day early morning for me. So the time zone will not necessarily be the best. I'm considering the possibility of actually renting a hotel room because, of course, my daughter is going to be asleep upstairs. I could also rig something up outside. I can figure something out. I'll figure it out at all hazards because this is a big one. There's only 2 debates. We don't get the third. What gives? I'll probably also do the vice presidential debate as well. Of course, we don't know exactly who's going to be debating Kamala Harris, but it doesn't really matter because she's going to lose preeminently because she can't debate. She's not a good public speaker. She's not very good at interpersonal stuff, and she's also not very good at explaining herself. Biden is a little better. Incoherent? Yes. Is he capable of answering to the inflation, the border crisis, his own personal scandals, his mental health, etc.? No, not really. He's not really capable of giving any substance on these issues. But he's still a better communicator than Kamala Harris. I mean, that's not saying very much, but he is. I think anyone would be. I mean, Mitch McConnell could probably debate her and win. But this will be the big one. The fireworks one, I think. We will probably see a Trump show up that's raring and ready to go. He's going to try to show, well, I've got the presidential energy and my opponent's tired and defeated, basically. I would personally, though, like to see a Trump that sticks more to a linear thought pattern and a linear speaking pattern. Because if there's one thing about Donald Trump, as someone who likes linguistics anyway, if there's something that pisses me off about Trump, it's that he'll meander from topic to topic endlessly, and he gets very close to really getting a good punch in, and then he sort of pulls the punch and then he pivots to something else. It's quite something to see. His debating style can be described as erratic, by the way. And so against somebody like Joe Biden, who will sit there and just say, come on, man, over and over again, and look tired and like an old man, it doesn't necessarily work so well. And that would be my recommendation to him. We'll see what his debate prep team is recommending to him currently. Then he's also, he got found guilty of dozens of felony charges in Manhattan. And then there's the sentencing that we have to worry about. So that could be a big thing. I think that comes before the next debate anyway, too, so it's going to be hilarious to see exactly what happens. The timeline right now over the coming months is extremely chaotic. It's going to be quite fun for those of us who do political analysis, but it's probably going to be fucking weird for the average person. So we'll be on 24-hour watch with regards to the news cycle, because anything can and does happen. That's about all. Peace out.